Awesome, awesome. Very good, Arn. I mean, good to know your background, the knowledge that you are sharing with the listeners. Tell me anything. Any worst experience you have had. I know good things are always there, but sometimes bad things could happen. Just, I mean, not that I want to scare the listeners, but share some bad experiences if you have had any in past. If
Yeah,
not, that's
yeah, well, sure. So, you know, we should all be old enough to understand sometimes in life stuff happens, right?
yeah.
And if you buy 10 different stocks, if 8 of them do well, uh, that's great, right? That's a pretty good batting average. So I was part of a deal in Georgia where it was quite a heavy value add lift. We purchased it during COVID, and frankly, we got a little slow out of the gate in terms of being able to eliminate the non-paying tenants and getting the building uh, renovated and up to snuff. So we may be about a year behind schedule on that. But at the end of the day, we bought those units at a price point where the investors are still going to make a very nice return. It's just year 1 or 2, the cash flow hasn't quite been what we want. But overall, it's a great deal. We bought the units at 42K a door. And
Wow.
as you know, can you find anything at 100K a door in America anymore? Pretty darn hard. So it's all going to work out. But we've had a few stumbles and we acknowledge it and we just try to keep moving and we're confident it's all going to go well.
So what you are really saying, Arn, is yes, these things could happen. Sky may fall apart. Sky may seem to be falling apart at some point, but as long as we are working with a strong sponsor, the guy who know what they are doing. Yeah, yes, we may not get some cash flow during the year, but that really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, how much you have made on an average, right? I mean, for 1 or 2 years, maybe investors didn't get paid, but that could happen anywhere. I mean, if you're in a stock market, stock may not move upwards for 2 years. You may not have an opportunity to sell as long as your money is working towards a future. And that's what you said, buying 42K a door. I mean, I've never heard of, I mean, I don't hear anything like that. I mean, I bought things below 42 before, but not anymore. I mean, I
Yeah,
would, below 100K, nothing is possible in the United States anymore.
exactly. And so what I would say is I got into the real estate business 1978.
Oh my God.
So I've been through a few cycles. I've
Mhm.
been through times on my first house I bought, I paid 11.75% mortgage.
Wow.
So I'm not going to lose my mind if rates go from 3 to 4%. I've been there, done that. I invested through Black Monday in the stock market in late 97. Uh, Many people may not know in the early 1990s, 1/3 of every savings and loan, which is basically like a bank in America, went out of business and interest rates went up to about 16. Invested through the dot-com boom, the
Mhm.
dot-com bust, through the Great Recession. And what I would say is if you take a long-term perspective with real estate and you go into a deal with proper leverage, don't over leverage, and if you have ample cash reserves, you can ride out any storm. And typically, what I've seen over my career with real estate is you'll have 5 or 6 boom years. Then you might hit a little turbulence and you might have 1 or 2 kind of mediocre to slight down years. And then you might have another year where things are flat. And as all the flat is doing is setting the floor for the next jump, right? So like 5, 6 years up, 1 or 2 years that are a little problematic, and then another boom. And so as long as you have capital and you're not over leveraged, you simply ride out those times. The only way people ever get hurt with real estate investing is if they get over leveraged and don't have ample cash reserves, because they then could find themselves in a situation where they need to sell in a down market. But if you have cash reserves, you just ride it out. So I would say that's a big lesson. Cash reserves, proper use of leverage, and of course, as you mentioned, the sponsor team and the property management are key to navigating these times, both when it's strong or a little bit weak.
Well, Arn, these are golden nuggets,
Thank you.
these are the golden nuggets for even the single family investors also. I mean, what you have shared is your 35 years of experience, which people like me, who have been in real estate for 5 years only, I've been around the block for 25 years, working with a lot of corporate jobs, busting ourselves. But people like us do not have that experience. So thank you so much for sharing, enormous beneficial advice.
Well, my pleasure, and there is some advantages to being old like I am, and I've had a great career. I can say the other thing I would say is real estate and real estate investing has created for me, for many, many decades now, excellent work-life balance. Wow. So when my kids were little, I coached their little league teams, their soccer teams. I see the big thing I miss not being in California is snow skiing. So I know firsthand that real estate investing can produce a high quality of life where you get passive income, allowing you the time freedom to kind of really live the life you want. And I would say Silicon Valley is a fabulous place to live. I'm thankful I had the opportunity to grow up there and spend most of my life there. But one of the reasons we moved to Greenville, South Carolina is we wanted to get off that hamster wheel, as you talk about, that high-tech, go, 60 hours a week, 365 days a year. And so we moved for a lifestyle change, and the real estate investing allowed us to do that. And so I would encourage your listeners to kind of look at it, work with professionals like you, and let you show them how their investments can kind of create the life they want. Because at the end of the day, the money and the returns is just a tool to really create the life you want, right? And so I'm sold 100% on real estate, and that's why I like it, because I know it works, and I'd like to have other people benefit the same.
This is awesome. I mean, I cannot imagine I'm talking to you today after so many years being in real estate. I mean, this is the real nuggets, guys. I mean, I've not heard somebody saying the things which today Arn is talking about, and I'm literally swearing to God. People do share about returns and passive and tax depreciation and stuff, but lifestyle, the freedom of time that you get out of real estate, the quality of life that you achieve out of it, real estate is a tool that you can use to have a better quality of life. It's so spiritually fulfilling to me. If I had time, and I would go and probably go and coach my son's soccer team, so to say, which I heard on you did it. I mean, had a good time in your life.
Yes. It is possible. And the nice thing is, obviously, finances is important. Income is important.
Yeah.
As my mom used to say to me, being rich doesn't make you happy, but it sure doesn't hurt, right? Yeah. Meaning that, creating that passive income opens those opportunities up to you to pursue your passions, whether it's art or golf. I'm a golf fanatic. I love playing golf. Whatever kind of is special and kind of feeds your soul, you need the time and the financial backing to be able to do that.
Wow. Wow. I mean, and this episode of mine was full of golden nuggets, pure golden
Oh,
nuggets.
thank you.
And I'm thanking you with the bottom of my heart for sharing all this information to my listeners. Hopefully, people are getting something out of it, because it is an important episode, and I will continue to share it with my folks in the long run. Are there any final things, and you want to tell our listeners?